Thanks for clicking the video. The last time on the channel, I did a review of a new golf training aid called the Gem. And it was a really long review. Most reviews are supposed to be like 5 minutes. My review, I think, was like 24 minutes or something like that. And I cut out a lot of stuff. But I was having so many comments in the comments section from people about people wanting to have more information about it and then also wanting to see me try different things with it. So that's what I did today. Mostly what I heard was they wanted to see, number one, driver. How did it affect driver? Because that was all iron shots I hit in that video. They also wanted to see with the hack motion. The hack motion is a device that goes on your left wrist. It can go on both wrists, but almost everybody just uses it for the left wrist. It goes on your left wrist and it shows everything about what your wrists are doing in the golf swing. With the Gem, I was hitting shots that were like, the smash factor was like ramped way up. Usually my smash factor on irons is below 1.3. After using the Gem, my smash factor was way up and the distance was way up and the straightness was like a lot closer. No exaggeration, like it legitimately, everything was a lot tighter and the ball was going further and other stuff. So we wanted to see what would happen with the hack motion data. What's happening with the wrist. Today, it is way too windy outside for me to try to use my microphone. Even if I use this one, it's just blowing way too windy. So I'm gonna do driver and I'm gonna do it in the wind. It's gonna be a real challenge because usually practicing driver in wind like this is like a recipe to destroy your swing. You'll start swinging all weird and crazy just to try to make it go straight, but I'm gonna try it, so let's go to the range. The first thing I wanted to do, and I had to do, was just to swing the Gem and capture what's happening on the wrist with a normal Gem swing. Right. So it looks pretty similar to what I did before, but it is much smoother, especially through the release right here. Yeah, it's funny because I'm trying to make conclusions already after just one swing, so I wasn't even right. So there's a lot more going on to it than that. So this is exactly what I want. 24 degrees extended in the left wrist at address. 24 degrees extended in the left wrist at the top. And the whole graph itself is this movement smoothness of an expert that I don't usually have. Then it dips and then it comes back in this ramp. See how steep this curve is? That represents a lot of speed. And then at impact, I'm 15 degrees extended. So even though it's on its way towards extension, I've net flattened it between top and impact. But this steep thing here is the reason I was hitting 8 iron 190 yards at Swing Court Golf. All right, let's do some driver stuff. All right, here's the protocol here. One. That was good. Okay, the ball went dead straight. 16 at the top, 28. And then this little bump here is the sensor coming loose. Let me try again. Okay, another really straight shot. And from here to there, you see that ramp is very strong. All right, unbelievably good hit there. So that has got to be what I try to do. All right, so 16 there, and it makes this W shape, which I don't mind anymore, and then 42, and it goes on the way up, and then that's it, hitting the ball. But you can see the line is right. This ramping right there is what I like. 0 at impact, and 40. So I've flattened it quite a bit. I like that a lot. That is just so straight. It's super windy too, and it's just like penetrating this wind. Just very flat left wrist impact. I mean, it's not like the irons were. Let me hit an iron and see. Alright, that was a good shot. It hooked a little bit though, but it's basically what I want. Alright, that was like one of those iron shots I was hitting at Swing Core Golf. Absolutely perfect. Alright, that was awesome. That was one of the best iron shots I've hit. Just like one of the ones at Swing Core Golf. That was really high smash vector. I could feel it. 15 there. 25 at the top or so. A low of -12 and then ramping back steeply. So it's going towards extension, but doesn't get more extended than it was at address or the top. And that seems to be the magic. Wow, it is really windy out, and that was so dead straight that I hit the pole that I was aiming for. 1740. Something's happening so that's the big difference. I cup my wrist a lot more at the top. Alright, that would be on the right hand side of the fairway. So flatter than normal, and this is the big difference here. Much more cup there than I'm used to. Good. That was left side of the fairway. That one I really had the sense that right here I was going to cast it into my leg, meaning not do this into my leg, but do this into my leg. Like if the club is here, I go that.
Okay. Or a wood? We're going to get to both of them.
Yeah, I'd rather hit that shot. Dead solid little block up the right hand side of the fairway. That was really great. That's my last one. It's a super good spread today. 19 there. 47 at the top. And it's on its way down here. That's very interesting. So at this point, I was super encouraged by the results. I was really happy with the straightness. And it was a super windy day, and all the balls were flying. I kept going like this, because they're all like flying very straight. So I did something risky. Usually, I never, ever film my swing in a face-on setting because I get nervous. Like, I literally have a mental breakdown if I try to film my swing face-on or know that it's being filmed face-on. I know that if I see a flip impact, which is what I used to have for years and years and years, a lot of times I'll be feeling like, hey, I'm hitting the ball pretty good. But if I see where it's in that flipped condition, I'll be set back like 5 years. So I chanced it. Okay, so I'm gonna swing the camera around and start filming myself face on. Predictably, the first couple were really bad. Put the camera face on and now I'm it all up. And I was getting upset. But then I was like, all right, let me just relax about the face on camera and try to just like do what I was trying to do and what I was doing before and go back to swinging the gem. And I started hitting it really good. There's a really good one. Same pattern. 16 at address, 43 at the top. And going down, down, down to 1. The last 3 that I hit in the face on camera were really solid, and it felt in my body and in the ball flight, like exactly what I wanted to happen. And the ball was going really straight, just penetrating through the wind.
And then go, and then turn it. Yeah, there. Okay,
All right, that was worth the price of admission. 18 at address, 47 at the top, and going all the way down to like 2 at impact. Really, really good. Gosh, that was good. That's the one I want to pattern it off of. I mean, I don't think technically this is correct to have such a big W, but I also know from seeing it that the straightest player in the world has a W like this. The main difference is this peak is much higher, so it's more extended at the top than normal, and this is much steeper right here. Whereas if I go to the rotation, rotating very smooth, that I think is the big difference there. See, the rotation is very smooth going through here. It's not jittery, and then it also doesn't, my rotation before used to spike all the way up into like, you know, over 100, or actually I think near 200. Yeah, that was super great. This ramp was a little bit more sane. 24, 41, 12. That was really good. All right, so from that driver session, working with the hack motion and the gem together, what did we learn? What is the gem doing that's different than normal? The main thing that I could see in looking at the graph that the hack motion gives you is that I'm much more extended at the top than normal. When I very, very first got the hack motion, I was almost into flexion at the top, meaning my left wrist was more like, it was about flat or about like this. With the hack motion, it was showing that I was doing this too early and too much in transition. So that's the first thing that changed. My wrist is much more extended at the top with this on. The second thing that I noticed is that the entire graph is much smoother this way, much less jitters. Before, like, you could see some real jagged lines or some kind of unexpected little hiccups throughout the motion. After using the gem, everything is much smoother. The third out of 4 things that the hack motion showed that the gem is doing is that, so you at the top, I'm extended, right? Down in impact, I'm less extended, but I'm back on my way towards extension. So it goes from here to here, and then it's on its way this way. At impact, it was showing that I was about like that, flat, but I was on my way this way. So that ramping, I think, is where the smash factor and the speed came from. I had a functionally flat left wrist, but it was seeking towards extension rather than what I was doing before, which was handle dragging. And see, when I handle drag, it gives it a bit of this bunting action, this drop shot, or you know, like a drop shot in pickleball or something like that, that kind of action when I was holding. And when I'm releasing it, you want to release it, like Nicholas said, as hard as you possibly can, but you don't want to release it so early that you're actually flipped. You want to be functionally flat, like a lagged impact, but seeking towards this way. And I think that's like a real magic area. Then at the end, I switched towards the rotation. And this was really interesting for me because usually I have this release that's kind of like this turned over Vijay Singh release. It showed me that the more I seek towards left wrist extension through impact, the less flopped over the face gets and the less rotation I get through impact. This is starting to be a little complicated. I can show you on the graph a little bit better, but that was really encouraging for me. And the main thing I saw with the drives, even though it's windy, my spread, my cone of shots that I was hitting was very tight. I was hitting a lot of very, very straight shots. And I had to get this feeling with the driver because I'm used to sliding a little bit. So I had to get this feeling with the driver that I was gonna start down as if I was gonna block it into the right trees. But then I was gonna rotate my body so much that it was gonna bring it right back online. I didn't hit any hooks. Something about being a little more extended at the top and then letting my body rotate freely rather than sliding. I was just making it go very, very straight. So that was really exciting. I'm really looking forward to keeping it going. I've been talking to Fraser, the inventor of the gem, and we've been Skyping like once a week, and he's been checking up on my progress, and he really likes how the club is working, not hooded and kind of inside the line, but a little bit more toe up and on the line on the way back. And he says, okay, once you've started there, you're really going to be in a better position to create whatever shot you want to create. So I talked to Fraser, the inventor of the gem, and if you're interested in trying it, he's organized a really good discount for Be Better Golfers, 10% off for anyone. And if you live in the United States or the UK or anywhere in the European Union, get free shipping. That's only going to go on, I think, for another month or two. Right now, it's active and it's working. So go to the link in the description below and use the code BBGolf10, all one word, and you'll be able to get that. Also, I talked to the guys in Latvia about the hack motion, and I got a discount, very special November discount for Be Better Golfers. Most people, they only get this for Black Friday week, but Be Better Golfers can get it all November. There's a 20% discount on the hack motion if you go to the website and use the Be Better Golf promo code. Everything you need to know is in the description to this video, or you can just email me if it's not making sense. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.